Everyone in the kingdom believed the prince would never speak. 5 years of silence, not a single word, until one night, during a royal gathering, he pointed at a nameless Omega girl and called her Mama. That single word shattered a kingdom, exposed a hidden bloodline, and awakened a wolf no one was prepared for. Mama. The single, fragile word slices through the grand ceremonial hall like a knife through still water. Conversations choke to a halt, goblets freeze midair, warriors stiffen where they stand. 200 wolves go silent at once. And the small voice came from the last wolf anyone expected. Prince Rylan, the 5-year-old heir of the Ironfang Kingdom, known across all packs for his complete, unexplained silence since birth, is standing at the top of the obsidian staircase. His little hand lifted, his tiny finger pointing straight at me. I nearly dropped the bucket I'm scrubbing with. My knees lock. My breath catches. My hands, raw and cracked from years of harsh work, tremble against the stone floor. I shouldn't even be in this hall during a royal gathering. Cleaning Omegas like me usually get shoved to the shadows, but the blood spill from the earlier challenge fight was too large, and nobody else volunteered. Prince Rylan takes one shaky step down the stairs. Mama, he repeats, stronger this time, as if confident he got the word right. Gasps erupt from the watching wolves. Some recoil, as if I'm diseased. Others stare with wide-eyed horror. A few even snarl in my direction. I know what they see. The lowest Omega of the Ironfang pack. Nameless. Rankless. A nobody. They call me Ash, not a name, just a label. Something you sweep away. Alpha King Theron rises from his throne so abruptly the carved stone groans beneath him. His towering frame, wrapped in deep red ceremonial armor, casts a long shadow across the hall. His storm blue eyes snap from a sun to me, and stay locked there. Ash, he says slowly, almost strangled. Don't move. As if I could. Prince Rylan, sweet, silent, fragile little Rylan, begins to descend the staircase with unsteady steps, one hand dragging the marble railing, the other still reaching toward me. Beta Calder, the king's second, strides forward, nearly blocking the prince. His lip curls the instant his gaze lands on me. Your Majesty, Calder growls. The child is confused. That Omega girl is nothing. She's barely pack. Her scent is diluted, damaged. She carries no lineage, no title. She shouldn't even be. Rylan pushes past him. My heart stops. He ignores everyone, in a hall full of elites who have coddled, trained, and cared for him his whole life, and beelines straight for me. He stops at my knees, staring up with vivid amber eyes that should have matched his father's, but instead glow like embers on the verge of burning. Mama. This time it's soft. Hopeful. A plea. He steps closer, pressing his forehead against my stomach as if he's done it 1,000 times before. I don't breathe. I don't dare. A sharp, collective intake of breath sweeps the chamber. I can feel the disgust radiating from the aristocrats. How dare the prince touch an Omega, especially me, the cursed one? Ash, King Theron murmurs, stepping closer. Put your hands where I can see them. I lift them slowly, open, terrified, empty. But Rylan grabs them, both of them. With his tiny fingers, he yanks my hands down around him and wraps my arms around his little body. My wolf, weak, small, suppressed for years, whimpers inside my chest, curling around the boy instinctively. That's when everything shifts. A feeling, warm, fierce, protective, surges through me so violently my vision blurs. My ears ring. My heartbeat doubles. Not the mate bond. Not a command. Not fear. Something older. Something mine. King Theron reaches us in 3 long strides, dropping to his knees. He cups the back of his son's head gently, confusion clouding his normally razor-sharp expression. Rylan, he whispers, voice cracking. Son, who is this woman to you? Rylan turns his face into my stomach, fists gripping my tunic, like he's afraid I'll disappear. Mama. The king flinches. The hall erupts. What sorcery is that? Has the Omega bewitched him? She's dangerous. Look at her eyes. Impossible. How could the prince imprint on her? Enough. King Theron roars, unleashing a wave of alpha power so intense the air vibrates. Several wolves drop to their knees instantly, trembling. But his eyes, gods, his eyes, they stay locked on mine. Slowly, as though seeing me for the first time in his life, he reaches out and brushes a stray strand of hair behind my ear. His fingers hesitate at my temple. His pupils dilate. Ash, look at me. I swallow hard and lift my gaze to his. His breath stutters. Ash, your eyes, he murmurs. They're glowing. I blink. The hall gasps. And I feel it too. Something deep inside me awakening. Something that has been caged for years. Theron's voice drops to a whisper no one else can hear.
Who are you?
I don't know. But Rylan clings to me like he's known the answer his whole life. The hall empties under the force of King Theron's command. Wolves scatter like leaves in a storm, some rushing out in fear, others glaring daggers at me as they retreat. But no one dares disobey him. Not when his aura is crackling like a thunderstorm about to burst. Only a handful remain. Guards, the healer, Beta Calder, and me. Well, me and the tiny prince glued to my hip. Rylan refuses to let go. His little fingers curl into the fabric of my tunic, face still pressed against my ribs as if he thinks someone might tear me away. He trembles with a kind of quiet determination, like he's fighting something only he can see. Ash, the king says, voice low but trembling with barely contained intensity, you're coming with me.
Now.
I nod, though my throat is too tight to speak. Theron doesn't touch me. But he places one guiding hand at the small of Rylan's back, steering us through the side entrance of a hall, down a corridor lit with flickering torches. The heat of his presence is overwhelming. The king smells like iron, pine, and the edge of a storm. Every instinct in me screams to bow, to shrink, to disappear. Every instinct except one. The part that keeps my arm wrapped around his son. We reach the war room, the heavy stone doors closing with a deep echo. As soon as they slam shut, Theron rounds on me. Ash, he says, his voice a low rumble. Start talking. Your Majesty, I don't know why he... Not about him. His eyes bore into mine. About you. My breath hitches. I'm just an Omega, Your Majesty. A servant. No, his voice is a growl now. Don't lie to me. I saw your eyes change. The glow, silver, not Omega brown. And your scent. He inhales sharply, as if scenting the truth right off my skin. Your scent shifted. Only wolves with powerful bloodlines can do that. Omegas cannot. My heart slams against my ribs. Rylan lifts his head, glaring at his father with surprising ferocity. Don't shout at Mama. Theron freezes. Beta Calder chokes on his own breath. And I nearly faint. The king's jaw tightens. Rylan, that is not, Mama. The child insists, baring tiny milk teeth at his father. A protective growl vibrates in his chest. The prince growling at the king. My knees wobble. Rylan, sweetheart. It's okay. He's not angry with you. He turns his round face toward me, eyes softening immediately. Mama. It hits me again, a bolt of something electric, ancient, maternal. I whisper, I'm not your mother, Rylan. He frowns as if I just said the sun wasn't real. Theron drags a hand down his face and begins pacing, armor plates clinking. This makes no sense. Ash, you have never interacted with my son. You're not assigned to the nursery wing, you don't serve in the royal quarters, and you've never even been in the same room with him. I know, I whisper. Then why, the king demands, voice rough, is my son speaking for the first time in his life because of you? I don't know. The truth echoes painfully. I truly don't, but something inside me, deep, deep inside, stirs as if it does. Rylan reaches up, touching my cheek gently. Mama came back, he says. I found her. The room goes still. Theron goes pale beneath his battle scars. When he kneels directly in front of me, his eyes are raw, haunted. Ash, his voice breaks. Do you have any memory of your past? Before the orphanage? Before you were found at the border? I swallow hard. Just fragments. What kind of fragments? I close my eyes. A lullaby. A woman's laugh. Silver moonlight on water. And green fire. A wolf's eyes glowing in the dark. I don't know if they're real, I whisper. Just dreams. Theron's breath shudders out of him. What else? He presses, voice shaking. Someone holding me while a storm raged outside. Rylan presses closer to me, as if fulfilling the memory. Theron's eyes fill with something dangerously close to hope. Ash, show me your shoulder. The left one. My pulse trips. Why? Just show me. His tone isn't kingly anymore. It's desperate. Afraid. Expectant. Hands trembling, I push aside the collar of my worn tunic. The torchlight flickers across my skin. Then it lands on the mark. A pale, lunar crescent-shaped birthmark. The king makes a sound I've never heard from an alpha before. Something between a gasp and a choked sob. By the moon, Theron whispers. By the gods, it's identical. I jerk my tunic back in place. Identical to what? He lifts his head slowly. To my mate, he says softly. My queen. The one who died 5 years ago giving birth to Rylan. My vision tilts. My stomach knots. What are you saying? I breathe. Theron stares at me as if he's staring into a ghost. She had a daughter, he whispers. A daughter stolen the night she went into labor. My heart stutters painfully. She would be around her age now. He points to my shoulder. She had that same birthmark. His voice breaks. She was named Arya. A name I've never heard, yet sends a shard of ice through my chest. I shake my head violently.
No.
No, that's not possible. I'm not. You are her. His voice doesn't waver this time. I can feel it in my bones. The room sways. My wolf whines inside me, clawing, pushing, awakening. Beta Calder snarls, Your Majesty, with respect, the girl is filth. A servant. She cannot. Theron turns on him so fast Calder stumbles backward. Say one more word about her. The king growls, and I'll rip your tongue out. Calder pales. The king turns back to me, kneeling, before a servant girl. Ash. Arya, whoever you are. His voice trembles. There is one way to know for sure. Rylan lifts his head, eyes glowing. Blood ritual, the child whispers, as if the words come from somewhere older than him. The torches flicker. A chill creeps down my spine. Theron nods.
Tonight.
Under the full moon. My heart pounds like a trapped bird. Rylan tugs my sleeve. Mama stays with me. Theron swallows hard.
Yes.
She stays. My world tilts again, this time from something terrifying. A feeling of belonging. A feeling of being seen. Of being home.
No.
No, I can't afford to think that way. Because if the king is wrong, if I'm not the lost princess, if I'm just Ash, just nobody, the punishment for deceiving royalty is death. But when Rylan curls into me again, whispering, Don't leave me, Mama. I know one thing. Whatever truth awaits under the moonlight, it will destroy one of us. King Theron escorts us, me and Rylan, through the quiet, torchlit corridors toward the healer's wing. Every echo of our footsteps ricochets off stone walls like the castle itself is holding its breath. Rylan clings to me the whole way, arms locked around my neck, face buried into my shoulder. His tiny wolf scent, warm honey and smoke, presses into my senses, calming parts of me I didn't know were frayed. My arms tighten around him on instinct. Theron keeps his pace beside me, watchful and tense. Every few seconds, his gaze flicks to the birthmark he glimpsed earlier, as though he expects it to vanish between blinks. No one speaks until we reach the healer's chamber. Healer Yalara, a stern, silver-haired wolf with moon-pale eyes, waits at the center of the room, surrounded by trays of herbs and ceremonial tools. She bows to the king. My alpha. Yalara, Theron says, voice strained. Examine her. He doesn't say my name.
He doesn't have to.
His tone carries 100 years of weight. Rylan stiffens against me.
No.
The healer blinks. Your Highness? No touch, Mama. His small arms tighten like a vice. Mine. A ripple of shock moves through the room. I whisper. Rylan, it's okay. She won't hurt me. He pulls back enough to look me in the eyes, expression heartbreakingly earnest. Promise? I promise. After a tense hesitation, he releases me just enough for the healer to approach. Though he refuses to be more than an inch from my side, small hand gripping my tunic with white-knuckled determination. Yalara examines me with feather-light touches, her fingers cold as she brushes my temples, throat, collarbone. When she reaches my left shoulder, she inhales sharply. It truly is the crescent sigil, she whispers. The royal birthmark. Theron's whole body tenses. Is it real? The healer runs her fingers over it with gentle precision. There is no ink, no scar tissue, no brand markings. This is natural. Genetic. My knees weaken. Rylan pats my cheek like he senses my dizziness. Don't fall, Mama. Theron kneels in front of me again, something a king has no reason to ever do. Ash, he says softly, did anyone ever tell you where you came from? Who abandoned you at the border? No, I whisper. I was 6 when they found me, barely conscious. No identity mark, no memory. They named me Ash because, well, I gesture at my dark hair and soot-smudged face. I looked like I'd crawled out of a fire. Theron goes completely still. He asks, fire? You remember fire. A flash, I admit.
Heat.
And screaming. Rylan presses a tiny hand to my cheek, as if to soothe the tremor that runs through me. Yalara's voice breaks the tension. Your Majesty, there is more. We look at her. She gestures to a bowl of moon water on her table. Her wolf is suppressed. Theron curses under his breath. How strongly? Completely, Yalara says. I can barely feel her presence. It's as though she has been sealed beneath layers of. Her voice falters. Of what? Theron demands. Dark binding magic, the healer whispers. Old magic. A chill coils through my spine. Theron's face shifts from confusion to fury. Who would bind a child's wolf? His voice is a growl. Who would do that to a royal heir? Yalara lifts a trembling hand toward a shelf of old scrolls. Only someone with a deep knowledge of forbidden rites. Someone who knew exactly what they were hiding. Rylan growls, actually growls soft but unmistakably protective. He presses his face into my neck as if shielding me from something unseen. Yalara continues, suppression like this hides scent, aura, rank, even power. An alpha could be mistaken for an omega if bound young enough. Theron's breathing becomes shallow.
Violent.
So she could truly be. I cannot confirm with touch alone. Yalara bows her head. The truth will show only under the blood moon right tonight. Silence drops like a stone. Rylan lifts his head, his voice hushed. Mama's scared. I swallow hard. A little. He pats my face with both hands. I brave for you. Something inside me cracks wide open. Theron rises to his full height. Prepare the ritual. And double the guards around the courtyard. No one enters without my approval. Yalara bows and rushes to gather ritual components. But Theron doesn't move. He stands there, staring at me as though his entire world shifted, and he's afraid to blink. Then, a sound cuts through the corridor. A faint scrape, barely audible. Rylan's head snaps up. He stiffens in my arms, tiny ears perking. Theron hears it a moment later. His entire frame goes rigid. The scrape comes again, metal against stone, from the shadows outside the healer's chamber. The king steps in front of me instantly, shielding both me and his son with his body. Show yourself, he snarls. No answer. Then, a whisper. She must not live until moonrise. My blood turns to ice. A dagger whistles through the air. Theron knocks it aside with lightning reflexes, the blade clattering across the floor inches from my foot. Rylan whimpers, clutching me tightly. Guards. Theron roars. Footsteps thunder down the corridor, but whoever was watching us, whoever tried to kill me, they're already gone. Vanished into the castle shadows. Yalara's face drains of color. Your Majesty, someone knows. Theron's jaw clenches, his voice a deadly promise. Let them come, he growls. No one touches her. No one touches my son. The truth will rise with the moon, whether they want it to or not. He turns to me, steps closer, and cups Rylan's head in one hand and my shoulder in the other. Ash, you're under my protection now. Until the moon decides your fate. But something inside me already knows. The moon will reveal everything. And someone in this kingdom will kill to prevent it. The dagger on the floor still trembles from impact when the royal guards flood the corridor. Steel armor, heavy boots, the scent of iron and dominance, it all crashes in around us like a tidal wave. But none of it matters. Not when Prince Rylan is shaking in my arms. Not when King Theron's aura is crackling with so much rage that the torches on the walls flicker violently. His wolf is close to the surface, pacing beneath his skin like a caged storm. Find the intruder, he commands the guards. Alive or dead, I don't care. They came for her. They came for my... He cuts himself off, fists clenching. But everyone heard it. Your Majesty, Beta Calder says carefully, we must consider the possibility that the girl's presence is destabilizing the palace. An Omega in Royal. Theron wheels on him. If you speak about her that way again, he growls, you will not live long enough to regret it. Calder pales, bowing deeply. The guards scatter to hunt the would-be assassin, while Yalara hurries to prepare her supplies for the ritual. Soon, only a few guards remain stationed outside the chamber doors. Theron shuts the heavy door behind them. Boom. The room falls silent. It's just me, Rylan, Yalara, and the king. The tension in the air is thick enough to choke on. Theron turns to us, his face hard but his voice softer. Are you hurt? He asks me. No, I whisper. I'm fine. He looks at Rylan. And you, little wolf? Rylan peeks out from my shoulder, giving a tiny nod. But his small body is trembling. The king exhales slowly, some of the fury melting into something else, something raw. He kneels in front of Rylan and brushes a hand through the boy's hair. You protected her, Theron murmurs. You sensed danger before I did. Rylan presses closer to me, but a shy spark swells in his amber eyes. Theron looks at me. He's never reacted to anyone this way. Ever. I swallow. I don't understand it either. You will, he says quietly. Tonight. The words hang between us, heavy with meaning I can't yet grasp. Yalara clears her throat delicately. If we are to complete preparations for the blood moon rite, I'll need a moment with the ceremonial materials. Theron nods, but doesn't move. His eyes stay fixed on me. It's unsettling, intense, like he's trying to memorize my face. Like he's afraid I'll disappear if he looks away. I shift nervously. Your Majesty. Ash, he interrupts. His voice is no longer a command. It's gentle. Do you feel anything? Any strange sensations? I bite my lip. Should I lie?
No.
Something in his gaze, something threading between us, demands honesty. My wolf, I whisper, pressing a hand against my chest. She's stirring. Theron takes a step closer. How long has she been silent? Since I can remember, I admit. Most Omegas feel their wolves by the age of 12. I felt nothing. Just empty. His brow creases. That's not normal, he mutters. Even suppressed wolflings sense something. I close my eyes for a moment. There's a thin, trembling line of awareness deep inside me. Like a soft scratching from within the dark. Like claws dragging against a locked door. Whimper. Scratch. Wake up. My breath catches. She's trying to surface, I whisper. Theron's entire posture shifts, straightening, sharpening. Describe it. It's like I struggle. Like something inside me is pushing against chains. Yalara turns sharply. Chains. Theron's jaw tightens. The binding magic. A tremor runs through my body. The suppressed presence, my wolf, pushes harder. For the first time in my life, I feel something like strength.
Heat.
A pulse of ancient instinct trickling through my veins. Rylan lifts a hand to my chest, tiny fingers resting right where my wolf is trying to break through. Mama, he whispers, she wants out. The healer freezes. Theron freezes. Even I freeze. Because Rylan's voice, soft and small, hits me with the force of prophecy. Theron stands and steps closer. Too close. His voice lowers to a rumble. She will break through tonight, he says. When the moon is full. If the ritual reveals your true lineage, those chains will snap. And if it doesn't? I ask. Theron hesitates, then speaks the truth. Then the magic could devour you. My stomach drops. What do you mean, devour? Yalara answers grimly. Suppression magic this old can become parasitic. Once the moonlight activates it, it either breaks or it consumes the wolf inside. I pale. Consumes? You would remain wolfless, she says quietly. Forever. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Rylan's arms clamp around my neck, as if he senses the fear freezing me. No, he whispers fiercely. No hurt, Mama. Theron steps closer again, fists trembling. It won't come to that. I swear it. He says it like a vow to the moon goddess herself. But I see something flicker in his eyes. Worry.
Fear. Guilt.
As though he should have recognized me years ago. As though he is terrified he's already failed me once. Then, a guard pounds on the door. Your Majesty. We found something. Theron swings the door open. A guard stands panting, holding a crumpled scrap of parchment. What is it? The king demands. The guard swallows. It was pinned to the training yard gate, where the intruder escaped. He hands the note to Theron. The king unfolds it. His expression hardens into stone. The room holds its breath. What does it say? I ask softly. Theron looks at me, eyes storm dark. It says, he growls, the lost wolf must not rise. She dies before moonrise. Rylan whimpers and buries his face in my neck. My wolf, awake enough to understand danger, pushes against her chains with a sudden, violent surge. Theron turns to the guards, voice dripping with lethal authority. No one touches her. No one gets near her. Increase patrols. Double the guards. Anyone suspicious is detained or killed. Rylan holds on to me, trembling. I hold him back, heart pounding so loudly it echoes through my skull. Someone wants me dead. Not for what I've done. Not for who I am now. For who I used to be. And the moon is rising. Night drapes itself over the Iron Fong Palace, like a velvet shroud. The torches burn blue, the color of ritual fire, casting ghost-like shadows along the courtyard walls. Every guard is on high alert. Every scent in the wind is examined. Every flicker of movement is scrutinized. Someone in this pack wants me dead before the ritual. Someone who fears the truth. Rylan hasn't let go of me once. He sits in my lap near the center of the courtyard, wrapped in a thick fur cloak, his little hands clutching my tunic like he thinks the world might rip me away if he loosens his grip. I stroke his hair gently. It's all right, sweetheart. I'm not going anywhere. He presses his forehead to my chest. Mama stays. I glance at King Theron. For the first time since I met him, he looks conflicted. He stands close, one hand resting on the pommel of his obsidian-forged sword. His storm-blue eyes shift between me and Rylan, unable to settle. When our gazes lock, something tightens in my chest. Not romantic, not that. Something deeper. Older. An instinct I don't yet understand. He steps closer. Ash, he murmurs, I need to ask you something. A truth I should have asked hours ago. My stomach knots. What truth? Theron lowers his voice until it barely exists between us. Have you ever dreamed of a woman with frost-colored eyes? My breath lodges in my throat.
Yes.
Too many times to count. But the dreams are fragmented, shadows, whispers, moonlight. I've always written them off as the fantasies of a lonely Omega girl clinging to imagined comfort. I don't answer fast enough. Theron steps closer still, face drawn tight with unspoken emotion. Ash, he says again, almost a plea. Tell me. Rylan watches us with wide eyes, clutching my tunic. I inhale shakily.
Yes, I have.
Theron closes his eyes as if the answer physically hits him. Yalara, preparing ritual tools at the stone altar, glances toward us with worried curiosity. What did she look like? Theron asks. I swallow. Pale hair, silver eyes, a smile that felt like light. She held me when storms raged in my dreams. Theron's eyes shine, not with tears, but with recognition so sharp it steals my breath. That was her, he whispers. Queen Alindra. The name hits my spirit like a tremor. He continues, voice rough. She sang a lullaby to the child she carried, a lullaby only she knew. And you hummed it today with Rylan. Exactly. He pauses, swallowing hard. I thought I would never hear it again. My world tilts. What are you saying? I whisper. Theron kneels right in front of me. Not as a king, as a father desperate for truth. Our daughter, he murmurs, voice shaking. We named her Arya. She was taken the night Alindra went into labor. Taken in a fire. Fire. My dreams. My memories. The aching void inside me. Pieces start clicking into place as my wolf claws frantically at her cage. Theron goes on. We searched every territory, every pack, every border town, for months, years, until the moon goddess herself said the child was alive but hidden. He looks at me the same way he did when Rylan first said, Mama. Like he was drowning. And I was air. Ash. Arya. My daughter, he whispers, voice breaking. I think you're her. The courtyard seems to freeze. Even the wind pauses. Rylan presses his small hand to my cheek. Mama, stay, he buries his face into me. Don't go away again. His tiny voice cracks on the word again. My heart shatters. Before I can speak, Yalara approaches, holding a small obsidian blade etched with lunar runes. Your Majesty, she says gently, we must begin. The blood moon is cresting. Theron stands slowly, his gaze locked on me as if he's terrified I'll vanish into smoke. I rise too, holding Rylan tight. He wraps his arms around my neck, refusing to be parted. Yalara clears her throat softly. The ritual requires the offering's blood alone. The child may stay nearby, but he cannot be held during the cut. Rylan growls, a genuine, tiny alpha growl. Theron crouches beside him. Rylan, he murmurs, Ash isn't going away.
Not now.
Not ever. But she needs to stand for the ritual. Rylan's lip trembles. Hurts. It won't hurt, I whisper. I promise. He hesitates, then slowly loosens his grip enough for me to step back. He remains inches away, small hands still reaching toward me, as if letting go completely is impossible. Theron steps behind him, resting protective hands on his shoulders. I stand before the altar. The moon above begins to bleed red. Yalara's voice takes on a ritual cadence. Offer your arm, she instructs. Left forearm, over the bowl. My pulse thunders. Once the moon touches the blood, she continues, it will glow gold for royal lineage, or black if it finds nothing but suppressed magic. Black means doom. Gold means truth. Either way, my life changes forever. I extend my arm. Rylan whimpers and tries to dart toward me, but Theron catches him gently. Let her be brave, the king whispers, voice tight with emotion. Your mama is strong. Rylan nods, trembling. Yalara lifts the blade. But as she lowers it, a sudden pressure erupts inside my chest, my wolf slamming herself against the chains harder than ever before. The world goes white around the edges.
Heat. Power.
And a voice, not mine, whispers fiercely in my mind. Moonlight will break what fire could not. My knees buckle. The courtyard erupts in gasps. Rylan screams, "Mama!"
Ash.
Theron lunges forward. But before anyone can reach me, my wolf surges upward in a violent explosion of light and agony. Everyone stumbles back. The moon splits the clouds, and I scream as my suppressed wolf awakens for the first time in 15 years, shaking the entire palace. Pain erupts through me like lightning, splitting every nerve, every bone, every memory I've ever buried. My knees hit the stone courtyard, palms slamming into the cold surface as a scream tears from my throat, raw, primal, cracking open the sky. Light bursts from my skin.
Silver.
Blinding.
Alive.
Rylan's small voice cuts through the roar of power in my ears. "Mama," but I can't look at him. I can't look at anyone. My wolf, silent my whole life, is no longer silent. She is awake. She is furious. She is breaking free. Scratch. Snap.
Howl.
I feel the chains, those invisible bindings that once wrapped around her, shattering one by one. Each snap sends a shockwave rippling through the courtyard. Guards stagger back. Ritual torches flare. The moon, blood-red and full, seems to pulse in the sky, as if watching. Yalara stumbles backward, shouting over the crackling energy. "Your Majesty!" She's not shifting. She's unleashing. Theron grabs Rylan, pulling him into his arms as the child reaches for me, terrified and screaming. "Mama! Mama!" His cries pierce the haze, anchoring me, keeping my consciousness from slipping into the storm of power exploding inside me. Theron's voice booms over the chaos.
Ash.
"Listen to me. Don't fight her. Let your wolf rise." But I'm not fighting. My wolf is pulling me under. Then, a flash of memory. I'm small, held in warm arms. A lullaby hums through the night. Then fire. Screams. The scent of burning fur. Hands ripping me away. A woman's voice yelling, "Arya, run." I snap back into the present with a sob, collapsing forward as another chain breaks inside me. My fingernails crack against the stone, glowing silver at the edges. The courtyard trembles with the force of my wolf slamming against her long-held prison. Yalara whispers, breath trembling, This is impossible. No wolf should have survived suppression this severe." Theron moves toward me, muscles coiled, torn between approaching and staying back.
Ash.
Focus on my voice. Don't let the magic consume you. I gasp, clutching my own chest as power rips through me. I can't. You can, he growls. You survived everything that was meant to break you. Let her through. Rylan's voice cracks. Mama, please. His small cry sends warmth through the chaos, a single thread of love pulling me back from the edge. My wolf hears him, and she answers, not with words, but with a surge of maternal instinct so overwhelming it silences the storm for one single heartbeat. Then, the last chain snaps. All light vanishes. For a moment, the world goes still. Then,
boom.
A massive pulse of silver power blasts outward from my body, knocking every guard to their knees. Rylan clings to Theron as the king braces them both against the shockwave. Torches extinguish. Silence follows. A cold wind sweeps the courtyard. My breathing slows. My heartbeat steadies. And the energy around me crystallizes. When I raise my head, the world comes back into focus. I'm kneeling in the center of a glowing pattern carved into the stone. Lines of shimmering silver etching themselves outward from where I touch the ground. A wolf made of moonlight stands behind me, gigantic, ethereal, its eyes the same color as mine. Bright, unnatural green laced with silver. Too large for an omega. Too powerful for anything less than royalty. Yalara falls to her knees. By the goddess, it's the lunar blood wolf. The what? I whisper hoarsely. Theron stares, jaw tight, breath gone. The royal line's ancestral wolf. Only the pure-blood heir can manifest her. Not even Alindra could summon this form. I blink, overwhelmed. You mean? Theron nods slowly.
Yes.
Only one wolf in the entire history of the Ironfang line ever radiated this much lunar energy.
Who?
Theron swallows hard. The first princess of the Moonborn crown. The heir destined to rule not one pack, but many. My stomach drops. I can't be. Then the glowing wolf shape behind me dissolves into sparks, which drift into my skin. The courtyard lights again. The air steadies. And the world exhales. Rylan rips away from Theron, running to me so fast he nearly trips on his own cloak. He crashes into my arms with a sob. Mama. Mama, no leave. No leave ever again. I wrap him in my arms, shaking, tears spilling freely. I'm here. I'm here, little wolf. I'm not going anywhere. Theron approaches cautiously, eyes softening at the sight of Rylan's tiny hands fisting my tunic like his life depends on it. Ash, Theron murmurs. Are you again? I nod slowly, though everything inside me feels different, stronger, sharper, more alive than I've ever been. But when Theron lifts the obsidian ritual blade, there's no hesitation. The moon has accepted you, he says. But we must still perform the blood rite to confirm lineage. The symbol reacted, but the blood must speak. My arm trembles as I extend it. Yalara steps forward. But before she can cut, the wind shifts. A shadow slips between the guards on the outer wall. A scent hits me. Familiar.
Wrong. Cold.
My wolf snarls. Behind you. I cry. But it's too late. A hooded assassin leaps from the shadows, dagger raised, aiming straight for Rylan. Theron roars. Yalara screams. My wolf explodes. And I leap forward, straight into the assassin's strike. The assassin's blade plunges toward Rylan. Deadly, precise, fueled by unmistakable intent. Kill the prince. Kill the child, who called me mama. My wolf reacts before I do. I twist, shove Rylan behind me, and throw my arm out. The dagger slashes across my forearm in a spray of blood. Pain blooms hot and violent. My knees hit the stone. The courtyard erupts into chaos. Mama. Rylan screams, scrambling toward me. Rylan, stay back. Theron roars, voice shaking with raw terror. The assassin curses under his hood, spinning to flee, but this time Theron reaches him. He moves faster than any wolf I've ever seen, a blur of rage, muscle, and unstoppable force. He tackles the hooded figure to the ground with a roar, the courtyard trembling with their impact. They crash against the outer wall, stone cracking beneath them. The hood falls back. The entire courtyard gasps. Even through the pain, I recognize the face. Beta Calder. Rylan whimpers behind me, tiny hands pressed over his mouth. Yalara scoops him up and backs away, her eyes wide with horror. Theron freezes. His voice drops to a deadly whisper. You. Calder spits blood, sneering. I did what had to be done. Theron slams him against the stones, so hard the wall vibrates. You tried to kill my son. I tried to save the kingdom. Calder snarls back. If the girl's wolf rises, if she is who you think she is, she will destroy everything we've built. She will claim what should belong to Rylan. She will. Enough. Theron slams him again. You dare to speak of what belongs to my son when you tried to murder him? Calder's lip curls. The boy is a weakling. Mute, fragile. He spoke. Theron snaps. He spoke because of her. Calder's eyes flick toward me, bleeding, trembling, clutching my wounded arm. Exactly. His voice turns venomous. That girl. She awakened the ancient wolf. The royal wolf. Do you know what that means? She is not just a lost princess, Theron. She is the true heir. A female alpha with the moonborn lineage. If she rises, your son will be nothing. Theron's expression shatters into something equal parts fury and grief. You would risk the life of a child, he whispers, because of a prophecy you don't understand. Calder laughs bitterly. You are blind. The kingdom will fall into chaos if she claims the throne. The council fears her return. The elders fear her bloodline. The moment they learn who she is, the Pax will turn on you. Theron's eyes turn pure alpha. Cold, deadly, merciless. You are like a brother to me, Theron growls. And you plotted murder under my roof. Calder sneers. And you are a fool, letting an Omega girl cloud your mind. Theron's fist slams into his jaw. She is my daughter. The courtyard freezes. Even the wind stops. Calder blinks. You would claim her? After all these years? After she failed to return? After her mother? Theron hits him again. Harder. She didn't fail. She was taken. The pain in my arm throbs, but the pain in Theron's voice cuts deeper. Rylan sobs in Yalara's arms. Mama hurt. Mama bleeding. Daddy, do something. Theron tears himself away from Calder, rushing to me. He drops to his knees, so fast his armor scrapes sparks off the stone. Ash, Arya, look at me. I try, but my vision blurs. Blood drips down my fingertips, pattering onto the ground. Yalara kneels beside us, frantic. The blade was poisoned. A moonbane tincture. It weakens suppressed wolves. She must complete the ritual now, or her wolf could destabilize again. Theron lifts my chin with trembling hands. Arya, stay with me.
Do you hear me? Stay.
Rylan struggles free from Yalara and throws himself into my lap, little arms wrapping desperately around me. Mama, don't go, he sobs. Mama, stay. Mama, stay. I cradle his tiny face with my uninjured hand. Not going anywhere, little wolf. I promise. Theron presses his forehead to mine. Not romantic. Not kingly. Something older than both. Ash, he whispers, breath shaking. Let the ritual tell us the truth. Let the moon speak. Yalara grabs the obsidian blade and the moon water bowl, positioning them beneath my wounded arm. Her blood is already flowing, she murmurs. The moon will take what it needs. Theron wraps an arm firmly around my shoulders to keep me steady. Rylan presses close, refusing to let go even as Yalara urges him back. But the child's tiny hands grip me harder. The moon peaks overhead, red, massive, glowing like a beating heart. The blood dripping from my wound splashes into the bowl. The moment the first drop touches the water, SSSSSSSSSSSS. It ignites. A bright golden flame erupts from the bowl, spiraling upward, twisting like a living serpent of light. The courtyard gasps.
Guards bow.
Yalara falls to her knees in awe. The golden flame coils around me. It wraps my arm, my waist, my throat, my wolf, my soul. Theron's eyes widen, breath leaving him in a single exhale. Goddess above. The flame gathers in the air, then explodes into a radiant sigil. A silver-edged crescent moon encircling a wolf of pure gold with green eyes. Yalara whispers, voice trembling. Royal.
Pure.
Unbroken. The mark of the ancient line. She isn't just the princess. She is the true heir. I sway, dizzy. Rylan clings to me, shaking, but something else happens. The golden sigil pulses. Once.
Twice.
3 times. And then, it pours into my skin, into my heart, into my wolf. Rylan screams. Theron grabs me as my body arches, glowing. Power floods my veins, lightning, snow, moonfire. Everything once broken inside me reshapes and reforges. When the glow fades, the courtyard falls silent. Theron whispers the truth no one can deny. Arya of the Moonborn line, my daughter has returned. Calder chokes on the ground. No, this cannot. But his voice is drowned out by the guards shouting in disbelief, by Yalara crying with relief, by Rylan sobbing into my neck. Mama is moonlight. Mama is mine. And as the last echoes fade, a distant horn blows. An intruder alarm. Yalara's face drains of color. Your Majesty, the outer gates, someone breached them. Theron stands, sword drawn. I rise beside him, stronger than I've ever felt. The guards race toward the sound. Rylan grips my hand tightly. The king's voice turns to stone. Someone knew the ritual would reveal the truth. And then, from the gates, a chilling howl splits the night. Someone has come to finish what Calder started. The howl from the outer gates echoes through the courtyard, long, low, and unnatural. Not a pack warning. Not a rogue's cry. Something else. Something wrong. Guards sprint toward the sound, weapons drawn, while Theron pulls Rylan behind him with protective force. I stand beside them, breath sharp in my lungs, my newly awakened wolf pacing beneath my skin, restless and alert. Her senses sharpen the world around me, the metallic tang of blood, the tremor in the earth from distant footsteps, the sour scent of fear. Rylan squeezes my hand so tightly it nearly hurts. "Mama, bad wolves?" "Yes," I whisper, my voice low and steady. "But they won't touch you." His tiny wolf whimpers in fear. Theron kneels to Rylan's height, gripping his shoulders. "Stay behind me. Do not leave Ash's side. Do you understand?" Rylan nods, tears gathering, but he stays brave. Because he believes I will keep him safe. My heart aches at that. Footsteps thunder across the stone. A guard stumbles into the courtyard, panting. "Your Majesty," he gasps. "The north wall breached. They're inside." "How many?" Theron demands, voice turning sharp as steel. The guard swallows. "At least a dozen. Maybe more. They were the symbol of the shadow vow." The courtyard erupts in horrified whispers. Yalara's face goes white. The shadow vow. Here? Impossible. Theron's eyes darken. They only move for assassination or usurpation. A cold shiver crawls up my spine. "They're here for me," I whisper. "To stop the truth, the prophecy, the heir." Theron rises, towering, dangerous. "They will not lay a single hand on you. Or my son." A crash splits the night, a heavy gate falling, followed by snarling, murderous growls. The courtyard nearest the gate lights up with torch fire and shadows of wolves leaping the walls. I feel it before I see it. The magic, the intent, the killing force marching closer. My wolf pushes against my skin, growling. "Let me fight." "Not yet. I'm not ready." Theron draws his blade, obsidian gleaming. "Guards, form on me." Warriors sprint into formation, shields raised. Then, figures step through the shattered gate.
Cloaked.
Masked, radiating killing intent. The first removes his mask. And my stomach plummets. "Iron Fang welcomes its true rulers," says Elder Varen, one of the highest-ranking council members. A wolf older than stone and twice as cold.
He looks straight at me.
"And the false heir dies tonight." Theron steps forward, fury radiating from him. "Varen, you dare bring assassins into my palace? You dare threaten my children?" "They are not both your children," Varen snaps. "And one of them is a danger to us all." Rylan hides behind my leg. I steady him with a touch. Varen's wolves spread out, forming a half-circle around us. "You should have let the girl die in the fire 15 years ago," Varen says. "We tried to correct your weakness then. We will correct it now." My breath freezes. I whisper. "You started that fire?" Varen smiles. "We cleansed what needed cleansing. A female heir would have destroyed the balance of power. A force too strong to be controlled." My wolf snarls so loudly it shocks me. Her rage like wildfire in my veins. Theron's sword lifts. "You tried to murder my mate and my unborn daughter. We tried to save the kingdom from you," Varen hisses. "And your cursed bloodline." Rylan whimpers, clutching me tighter. Calder, still on the ground from earlier, begins laughing, a broken, bitter sound.
"See?"
I wasn't the only one who knew. The council agreed, she must die. Theron looks like he's one snap away from shifting and ripping Varen apart. But Varen raises a hand. "Stand down, Theron. Surrender the girl now, and the boy will live." Rylan sucks in a frightened breath, burying his face against my hip. Tears spill onto my tunic. "Mama, don't let them take me." "I won't," I whisper fiercely. "No matter what." Theron steps in front of us, voice rising in a deadly roar. "You will not touch my son. Or my daughter." Varen laughs. "Daughter? Do you think the Pax will accept her?" An untrained girl with a broken wolf. I feel it then. Something inside me. No longer broken. No longer suppressed. The moment the truth hit my blood in the bowl, something realigned within me. My wolf pushes upward. Hot, bright, metallic. She is stronger than you can imagine, Theron snarls. Then prove it. Theron smirks, motioning his assassins forward. If she is the true heir, let her defend herself. 3 cloaked wolves rush us at once. Rylan screams. Theron moves to intercept, but he can't cover all 3. One assassin breaks past him, barreling straight toward me and Rylan, dagger raised high. Everything slows. My wolf surges. Heat explodes through my veins. My heartbeat becomes a drum of war. My body reacts with impossible speed. I shove Rylan behind me and move. The air cracks. Light bursts beneath my skin. I lunge forward. My hand catches the assassin's throat with a strength I've never possessed. I slam him into the stones so hard his mask shatters. Gasps echo around the courtyard. Yalara whispers, "Moon, save us." The assassin struggles, eyes bulging with shock.
Iba
Then snarl. Not softly, not fearfully, but with the dominance of a wolf who remembers who she is. The wolf inside me roars through my throat, shaking the courtyard. She is mine to protect. My voice, my wolf's voice, layered together. The assassin goes limp in terror. Behind me, Rylan trembles, but his eyes shine with awe. "I knew it," he whispers. "Mama strong." Theron stares at me, stunned. Not with fear, with recognition. And something else, something proud. "You've awakened," he breathes. But Theron only sneers. A pretty trick, but not enough. He snaps his fingers. More wolves leap the wall. Dozens. An entire faction. Theron raises his sword. "Warriors of Ironfang, defend your king." I step beside him. Rylan behind us, my wolf ready to tear free. Tonight was supposed to reveal who I am. Instead, it revealed who my enemies are. And they are coming for me. For Rylan. For the throne. I take a breath, deep, steady, burning with new power. "Let them come," I whisper. And my wolf howls. The courtyard erupts into a battlefield. Wolves crash through shattered gates in waves, snarling, blades flashing under the blood-red moon. Ironfang warriors surge forward, forming a protective circle around their king. But even with their numbers, the Shadow Vow sends more. Dozens. Then dozens more. Rylan clings to my tunic, trembling violently. I crouch, cupping his cheeks with both hands. "Listen to me, little wolf. Stay behind me. Stay low. Don't run. Don't look away." He nods through tears. "Mama, don't leave me." "I won't. Ever." Theron glances at us, something fierce flickering in his eyes before he turns toward the oncoming horde.
Ash, Arya.
His voice is rough. "Fight beside me. If you can." I stand, my wolf stirring, sharpening my senses to crystal clarity. "I can." Theron raises his fist, bellowing across the courtyard. And the royal bloodline. Tonight the true heir dies. The assassins charge. Theron meets them head-on, his blade a whirlwind of obsidian, each strike fueled by a father's wrath. Guards rally behind him, fighting tooth and claw. But too many slip past. 3 assassins veer toward me and Rylan. My wolf surges.
Shift.
The word echoes inside me, my wolf urging to break free completely. But I'm not ready for a full shift. Not yet. Instead, my nails lengthen, curling into silver-tipped claws. My eyes blaze green and silver. My canines sharpen until they scrape my lip. A partial shift. My first. The power floods me, wild and intoxicating. The first assassin lunges. I spin, catching his wrist mid-strike, twisting until bone snaps. He screams, but I silence him with a vicious elbow to the throat. The second leaps from the side. I kick his ribs so hard he flies across the courtyard, crashing into a pillar. The third goes for Rylan. My wolf shrieks inside me. Not my child. I launch myself at him, far faster than my legs should carry me, slamming him to the ground. Claws tear through cloth, slicing a deep gash across his chest. He howls, scrambling back. Behind me, Rylan watches with wide, all-out eyes. Mama wolf. I don't have time to soften. Another wave of assassins draws closer. Theron cuts down 2, then 3. But he's tiring. He's strong, but he's still one wolf facing an army. Varen smirks from the shadows, unmoving, waiting for exhaustion to finish the king off. Coward. I snarl, stepping forward, but Rylan shrieks suddenly, Daddy. A blade arcs toward Theron's back. My heart lurches. Theron. He pivots too late. The dagger rakes across his ribs. A deep, brutal slash. And he stumbles. Blood sprays across the stones. The assassins howl in triumph. Rylan lets out a terrified wail, sprinting toward his father. I leap and catch him just in time, shielding him with my body as another rogue swings at me. I parry with my claws, sparks flying as claw meets steel. Ash. Theron pants, clutching his bleeding side. Keep him safe. I will. Swear it. I swear it on the moon goddess. I breathe. Theron's eyes soften, even as pain racks his body. He sees someone in me that I don't fully understand yet. But then, a deeper growl shakes the courtyard. An alpha growl. But not Theron's. Not mine. Varen steps forward, peeling back his cloak to reveal something that stops every warrior in their tracks. His eyes glow with alpha fire. Blue flame crackles around his hands. Yallara gasps from the altar. That's impossible. 2 alpha wolves cannot hold equal power within the same pack. One must weaken. Theron spits blood. He's been stealing power, performing rituals forbidden by the goddess. Varen smiles, a cold, triumphant curl of lips. Why do you think your son was born silent, Theron? His voice slithers through the air. Why do you think your mate weakened before childbirth? Why do you think your daughter, this girl, was so easy to take? Theron stiffens. What did you do? Varen lifts his glowing hands. I poisoned your bloodline. Rylan lets out a small, strangled cry as the words sink in. My blood turns to ice. Theron snarls, stepping forward despite his wound, blade raised. You killed Alindra. I ended Alindra, Varen hisses. And the girl should have burned with her. Rylan clutches my tunic, sobbing. Daddy, Daddy, no die. Theron falters, coughing blood. My wolf howls inside me. He is ours. He is family. We protect ours. I lower Rylan gently behind me. Stay down. Close your eyes. He obeys. He trusts me completely. I step forward, claws out, power building in my chest. You hurt him. I snarl at Varen. You hurt my family. Varen laughs, flames flaring. Family? You think you belong with them? My wolf answers through me. Our voices layered. I am Arya of the Moonborn line. I am the rightful heir. And these wolves, my father, my brother, are mine. The ground trembles. Energy bursts from my skin, rising like silver fire. Theron stares at me, breath catching. Arya, your wolf. But Varen's grin widens. Let her rise. It changes nothing.
The boy will die.
The king will fall. And the council will crown a new leader. Lightning cracks above us. The moon glows brighter. My wolf tenses.
Shift.
Yes, I whisper. I'm ready. The assassins rush us all at once. Varen leading the charge. Theron tries to intercept but stumbles. Rylan cries out. My wolf breaks free. Silver light explodes from my skin. Bones shifting, blazing like molten moonlight. A howl tears from my throat, shaking the entire courtyard. When the light fades, I stand on 4 legs. Massive. Silver. Eyes glowing emerald and white. A true moonborn alpha wolf. Varen stumbles back in shock. Theron's voice breaks in awe. Arya. But I don't hesitate. The first enemy leaps, and I tear him from the air. The battle begins again, but this time, the kingdom fights behind an awakened princess. The courtyard explodes into a frenzy of claws, steel, and firelight as I hit the ground in my full wolf form. Massive, silver-furred, eyes blazing green-white. Gasps ripple through the battlefield. Enemy assassins stumble back. Even Iron Fang warriors freeze in their tracks. Because no one alive has ever seen a moonborn alpha wolf. Not in centuries. Not since the founding of the royal line. My paws strike the stone with thunderous force. A growl vibrates from my chest, deep, primal, furious. The assassins closest to me tremble, instinct forcing them to lower their heads. But Varen stands firm, fire crackling around him. Impossible, he spits. You should have died in that fire. Your power should have been extinguished.
Iba matil.
A slow, deliberate snarl. You failed. The wolf inside me speaks in a voice threaded through my bones. He threatened our pack. Our blood. My muscles coil. Varen lunges first, his hands glowing blue with stolen alpha power. He hurls a burst of flame toward me, but I'm faster. My body blurs, streaking past the attack. The heat singes the edges of my fur, but I don't slow. I leap, huge paws slamming onto Varen's chest. We crash into the ground together. He screams, clawing at my fur as I growl low and deadly, snapping at his throat. Enough, he roars, struggling beneath me. You will not take what belongs to me. My teeth graze his skin.
He is weak.
Finish him. But then, another assassin charges toward Rylan. Everything inside me narrows to a single point of instinct. Protect the child. I whirl away from Varen, sprinting at breakneck speed toward my little brother. Rylan crouches behind a toppled stone column, tears streaking his cheeks. His tiny hands reach for me. Mama. My wolf howls. The assassin raises his dagger. I leap, slamming into him midair. The dagger clatters across the stone. The assassin hits the ground so hard the courtyard shakes. As he tries to rise, I place one massive paw on his chest and growl so fiercely the air vibrates. He goes still, submitting instantly. Rylan throws his arms around my neck, sobbing. Mama. Mama. I lick his cheek, huffing softly. He clings to my fur like a lifeline. Behind me, Arya. Theron's voice cracks with fear. I turn just in time to see Varen charging with murder in his eyes. A long spear of blue flame forming in his hands. He's aiming for Theron. For his heart.
No. No.
With a roar that shakes the sky, I sprint across the courtyard. The world slowing, narrowing to the Alpha King bleeding on the stones. He sees me coming. His eyes widen. Not in fear, but in belief. He trusts me. Even now, I slam into Varen before he reaches Theron, tearing into him with jaws full of moonlight. He screams, his stolen magic shattering in sparks of blue and ash. I pin him to the stone, teeth at his throat. His voice breaks. You can't kill me without killing the balance. The council, the packs.
He's wrong.
The moon above pulses bright. A single beam of silver falls across Varen's body. The moon goddess herself passing judgment. Varen's eyes widen in horror. No, I know. Light sears his body. He burns from the inside out. Not fire, not heat, but pure moonlight. When it fades, all that's left of the traitor elder is a pile of gray ash. Silence suffocates the courtyard. Every assassin drops to their knees in fear. Every Iron Fang warrior bows. Even the torches dim, as though humbled. Slowly, achingly, I step back from Varen's ashes. Theron limps toward me, clutching his bleeding ribs. Arya, he rasps. Shift back. I lower my head, touching my muzzle to his hand. He exhales a shuddering breath. You saved him. You saved Rylan. You saved me. I nudge him gently with my nose. His hand slides across my fur, trembling. You're really her. My daughter. Rylan runs to us, stumbling, crying. Mama. Daddy. Theron scoops him up, despite his pain, holding him close. Rylan reaches for my snout and buries his tiny fingers in my fur. His voice is watery with emotion. Mama, did the bad wolves go away? I nod my massive head gently. He presses a kiss to my muzzle, and for the first time in 5 years, Rylan smiles without fear. The battle is over. The shadow vow is broken. The truth is revealed beneath the blood-red moon. Theron takes a shaky breath. Arya, shift back. Come to me. Silver light bursts around me as my bones reshape, fur retracts, and skin knits together. The magic is warm, gentle, no longer fighting me. When it fades, I'm kneeling on the stones in my human form, covered in moon-silver dust, exhausted but alive. Theron drops beside me. He cups my face gently, reverently. My daughter, he whispers. I lost you once. Never again. Rylan wriggles between us, latching onto me with both arms. Mama stays. I pull them both close, tears spilling freely. Yes, I whisper. I stay. Around us, the warriors bow deeply. Yallara lifts her trembling hands to the sky. Behold the return of the moonborn heir, she cries. Princess Arya, daughter of Queen Alindra, rightful heir of Ironfang. Howls rise from every warrior. The moon glows brighter. Theron's voice breaks with emotion as he leans his forehead against mine. Welcome home, Arya. And for the first time in my life, surrounded by a king, a child, a pack, I know exactly where I belong. In their arms. In this kingdom. Under the moon. Home. And under the blood-red moon, the kingdom finally took its first breath of peace. Arya, once a nameless Omega, claimed the life she was born to live.
A daughter.
A protector. A wolf of moonlight. But her journey is far from over. Because every kingdom hides darker secrets, every heir has enemies waiting in the shadows. And every love story, even one forged in blood and destiny, comes with a price. If you want to follow stories just like this one, tales of dark fantasy, forbidden bonds, and love that refuses to die, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. There are so many worlds left to explore. So many wolves still waiting in the dark. Thank you for watching. And until next time, may the moon watch over you.